Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. And the Houston Astros shut out the Tampa Bay Rays in game two of a 3-game series. And what a game for the Houston Astros tonight as they beat the Tampa Bay Rays. And I know I'm not saying, the way I say that, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe we beat them. I can't believe we shut them out. That's one thing. That's what I'm most surprised about. I didn't have any doubts we couldn't beat them. I mean, I think we're a better team. They just have a way better record than us. But at home, statistically, they at home are one of the best teams at home. Before this matchup, they were about, I think, 14 or 13-0 at home this season, and averaging, I think, 7 or 7.5 runs at home. So that is just an amazing win for the Astros. And if they knew what they did tonight with, getting a shutout over a team who's been averaging 7 or 7.5 runs at home and has not lost at home at all, has to be a big confidence, booster for the Astros. And the way they played tonight just has to feel very good. And that's not even including before that. And I know it wasn't the game before, but if you skip over your really bad loss to Tampa last night, you swept Atlanta, who before that had the best record in the NL. So, I mean, just amazing performance by the Astros. I mean, thinking about how the Braves were 14-0 at home and averaging 7.5 runs at home per game, and we just shut them out. And just very proud of this pitching with Luis Garcia was phenomenal today. And the bullpen was phenomenal. The bullpen was awful yesterday. Gave up 7 hits. Today they bounced back, only give up 2. The team only gives up 5. Just great pitching for the Astros. Let's get into this game. All right, first thing I want to get to next, Mauricio Dubon's hitting streak is now at 19 games. That's the longest Astros hitting streak since 2019 when Michael Brantley had a hitting streak in 2019. I wonder if Dubon gets a hit tomorrow. When's the last player the Astros had and maybe you can I'm gonna look it up right after the game, after this post game. But I wonder who the last Astros player that had a 20-game hitting streak was. But that should be interesting to find out. Maybe it was Brantley, or maybe, I don't know, if Brantley's ending streak ended at 19. I don't know. Well, they said matching at 19. So, yeah, Dubon's been on fire, but he went 2 for 5 today, and we'll get to him in a minute. I'm going to go over the pitchers and then the scoring summary. Then we're going to get to the batters, which Dubon leads that off because Dubon is the leadoff hitter for the Astros. So the win goes to Luis Garcia, 2 for 2 tonight, 6 innings, 0 earned runs, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks, only gave up 3 hits. The loss goes to Ross Mint. I hope I say this wrong, right? Ross Musson. He's 3-2 on the season now, 4.2 innings pitched, 5 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. Then the Astros scoring summary, Pena in the 5th inning. The only runs that came for the Astros in this game were in the 5th inning. A 5-run 5th inning. And the Astros dominated in that 5th inning. Pena doubled to left. Dubon scored 1-0. And before that, Dubon doubled. So 2 doubles right there. Then Tucker singled to center. Pena scored 2-0. Then Jose Abreu doubled to left. Tucker scored. So it's a 3rd double of the inning. And then Jolks doubled to left. Abreu scored 4-0. That's the 4th double of the inning. And then Jake Myers reached on infield single to shortstop. Jolks scored 5-0. So 4 doubles in the 5th inning. Just a monster hitting game in the 5th inning and 5 runs in the 5th. Just amazing 5th inning for the Astros. Mauricio Dubon tonight, he didn't only have 1 double in the 5th inning. He had another double in the 9th inning. So he had a double in the 9th, and he had a double in the 5th, and he was 2 for 5 in this game, scored a run. Pena was 2 for 4. He walked in the 1st, singled in the center, doubled for an RBI in the 5th. 2 for 4 for Pena, 2 for 5 for Tucker, RBI not RBI single. The 1st inning had a single, and then had an RBI single in the 5th, so 2 singles for Tucker today at 2 for 5. Bregman was 0 for 4, but did have a walk in the 1st inning to load up the bases, which the Astros did not convert in that 1st inning to score any runs, of course, because they only scored in the fifth. But he was 0 for 4 besides that walk. Abreu, in the first inning, he grounded into fielder's choice, which is basically, so I don't know how many outs there were. I'm guessing in that inning, that first inning, Dubon struck out looking, Pena walked in that first inning, Tucker hit a single. So when Bregman walked, the bases were loaded with 1 out. Then Abreu comes up to the plate, grounds it to fielder's choice to pitcher, Bregman to second, Tucker to third, Pena out at home. So now there are 2 outs with the bases loaded. And Abreu was 1 for 4 today with a RBI double. Then going back to the first inning, Corey Julks popped out to second. So that is how the Astros ended their first inning when they had the bases loaded with 1 out. But getting to Corey Julks, he was 2 for. I thought Abreu had another hit, but he only had 1. But Abreu, I didn't get too much into Abreu, but he did have that RBI double, and that was his only hit today. Corey Julks was 2 for 4 today, and he singled to center in the 4th inning, and he had an RBI double in the 5th inning. Corey Julks just continues to play amazing baseball, and he had an amazing catch today as well. Talking about a player who's been hitting great for the Astros recently, Jake Myers keeps it going for the Astros some more. Now, I will say 2 infield singles, still singles, but he was 2 for 4 with those 2 infield singles. His batting average is all the way up from 302. His batting average was, I believe, I think something like the 180s or 190s a couple weeks ago, and now it's all the way up to 302. Someone whose batting average who went completely down and has been really bad in the lineup, and I hate to see because I really like him, David Hensley. He's 0 for 4 today, struck out looking, lined out to shortstop, struck out looking, and lined out to center. But I couldn't say that I couldn't say that Hensley's worse than Maldonado, although Maldonado did get on base today. That's something that Hensley didn't. Maldonado walked in the 6th inning, but then he struck out swinging in the 5th inning. In the 2nd inning, he grounded out to pitcher, and then in the 8th inning, he grounded out to shortstop. Already went over Garcia's outing. Then the bullpen for the Astros, Maton pitched the 7th inning. He got through the inning without any hits or walks given up. No strikeouts, though. Monterio pitched the 8th inning. He gave up a hit. Also got a strikeout, 0 earned runs, 0 walks. Presley pitched the 9th inning. Presley gave up a hit, didn't give up any walks, but also didn't have any strikeouts and didn't have up any earned runs. So there were no earned runs. Of course, there was no earned runs for the Astros today. What was I thinking? Of course, there were no earned runs. It was a shutout. My brain went completely brain silent. My brain completely shut down for a minute there when I think I said it for all of them had 0 earned runs, those are true statements, but they had a shutout. Of course, there were 0 earned runs. But I'm just always so used to reading off the 0 earned runs because the Astros. This is not the first shutout of the Astros season. I think this might be their second. I think their last shutout was against the Pirates when they beat them 7-0. I could be wrong about that, but I think I am right about that. But great win for the Astros today. Dubon's hitting streak goes to 19. Jose Abreu hits an RBI double, so does Julks and Pena, so 3 RBI doubles. The Astros end Tampa Bay's home streak where they were 14-0 and averaging 7 runs at home and shut them out. Just amazing win for the Astros today. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed them. Your thoughts on the game, and peace out. Go Astros.